Hey y'all, Farmer Dre back at it. Today I am standing in our high tunnel. It is early morning. We got a full day of work out in the field. But first I gotta come through and pick the tomatoes for today. So the plan is to pick the tomatoes out of the high tunnel. It should probably take an hour, half hour to an hour. And then me and my dad last night we pulled a few lines of for the high density apples on the pipes. So I gotta go and start staking the apple trees. And then Adrian, he's gonna actually continue laying down the high tensile wire for the high density apples while I keep stringing them. So that's the plan for today. We'll see what we can do today. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video. If you guys have any questions, comments like that, leave them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification bell. And it's just another fun day here on the farm. Alrighty, so this is today's picking. A lot of nice, beautiful, good sized ones. A lot of larges, and then we have a lot of yellow tomatoes. This half crate here is full of just the yellow tomatoes. That right there is called cat facing. It was just too cold when they pollinated. But there's a lot of nice big ones, just big old hunkins. And we have to go grade them in the warehouse now. And just beautiful. A lot of beautiful tomatoes. That's probably probably 150 pounds maybe. A lot more than that, maybe, I don't even know. Kind of hard to estimate that, but it's just tomatoes are starting to produce like crazy now. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the vines again. There, as you can tell, they're just still loaded and loaded. These are the Carolina Golds here, but even the red deuce underneath all these leaves here, they're just tons and tons of tomatoes. So that is good news for us because it's just the more the green the tomatoes are on the plants, the better it is for us because we're gonna have a lot more tomatoes, extend our season a whole lot longer. The next step to do in this high tunnel, probably not today, probably start next week, is to put the shade cloth on here. Because during the day it's getting close, like 110 degrees in here. So, and since we don't have any fans to ventilate it, it's just a passive ventilation. It just gets too hot in here, and the shade cloth helps about 10 degrees, to cool it down. But I was talking to another farmer, and he said he just buys some stuff that he just sprays on there. I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we already have the shade cloth. We're gonna put the shade cloth on here, but on the next high tunnel, I think we're gonna try that spray stuff. So it's just, as you guys can tell, I'm full of sweat. It's just burning hot this morning. It's really humid, and tomatoes will be ready for farmers market. But as you guys can tell here, these tomato plants are just still loaded and loaded. This is probably one of the bigger tomatoes here on the edge that are. Just look at that, just nice and beautiful. Still a ton of green ones out here, so that's good. It's good. Alrighty, so real quick here, I have to come through, and this is the greenhouse here behind the shop, the high tunnel behind the greenhouse here, and these tomatoes are starting to ripen up here. So I forgot about these this morning. Now I came through. We were working out in the field, and I just remembered that some of these are ripe now. So gotta come through and check these. Even some of these red deuce here starting to ripen up. They'll probably pick that one on Tuesday, but everything is wrapping up. There you go, just another one right here. So not too many off this high tunnel, but hey, they're slowly getting there. Just look at that, nice and pretty and beautiful. We have a row of these Carolina Golds are coming on, and then some of these red deuce right here. So just look at this, nice and pretty tomatoes out of the second high tunnel here. So we have to sit in the greenhouse, the warehouse, and wrapping up. A nice good size on these. So there's actually some more of the Carolina Golds here. Pick them up, and yep, more tomatoes. Alright, so we started pulling the wires here. We got these 3 rows here. This is the row we did last night, and you guys could tell they're nice and tight. All the trees I gotta come through now and tie them. Adrian's down there, and my dad is actually feeding them. This is a contraption officially made here. So we put this piece of wood here so the wire won't rise up, but overall it's working smooth as can be. So he's just running through the end of the wires there, putting them through all the hooks here, and then I'm coming through here with this fancy, it's just a bob wire fixed upper jibber mubber, whatever you want to call it. I have no idea what this tool's called, but it works great. So I'm gonna tighten it up here and see what we can do. So we have 2 more rows left here. Adrian can't go to the farmer's market, but it was supposed to be clear skies today, but the wind starts picking up now, and this storm's moving from north, so it cooled down about 20 degrees here in the last 15 minutes. The wind's really blowing, so if it's not going to start raining, I'm going to come through and start staking these. Then I'll wait, and if it doesn't rain, I'm just going to continue working here, staking up the trees. But I'm just starting to feel small drops here. So the wind kind of puts us at a kaput for now, but it's not supposed to last about 15 or 20 minutes. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, we gotta love rain. So I just parked the tractor in the barn. I'm just amazed how fast these clouds are moving. It kind of died out there again, and then it's coming again. So it's just, I want to show you guys our high density apples from last year. The ones we planted. These are Fuji on a G11 rootstock here. And you can tell we've had a lot of growth. I got to come through probably tonight and pull all these all these leaders down to below horizontal here, because they're growing nice. The pros say that if you tie these leaders down 1 year, like I did that one last year, you don't need to do it the second year. But I've seen a lot of too much growth on these. Now I'm going to come and have to tie these down, but we'll see what this wind is doing. So I'm going to just look at this tree. This tree is close to 8 foot tall, and it's already on the second year. So if we could get it, once we put these next 2 wires up, the second and third wire, or third and fourth wire, we should, some trees should reach the top wire by the end of the second year, if not early the third year. So today is the summer solstice, and the bud initiation is going to start right after today. So these trees are just looking fabulous. I mean, we just got to come through and fertilize them. And these are Fuji, and Fuji seem to be very vigorous. So as you guys can tell, I tied these down last year, but then it wants to come back up and grow straight. So I got to come probably through tip them down or do something about that. But I don't know. I'm just still, this is our first high density block here, so I'm still learning as we're going on these ones. So it is what it is. But overall, they're looking pretty good. Looking pretty awesome, if you ask me. So training them to a tall spindle system. Alrighty, so the wind is still picking up outside, and I decided to come in, and I just got done grading these tomatoes. These are the nice number ones here, ready for tomorrow. These ones, we picked them just a little bit early. They're in that, orange pink stage. So we're letting them sit in the warehouse for until Tuesday or Monday, until they become like these, and then we'll sell them at the farmer's market. The flavor on these has developed already, so these are the USDA calls these vine ripened tomatoes. I mean, they're ripe. They're fully ripe. It's just they're right at the right color there. The flavor, the taste is all there. So if you put that in there, you can see the difference. But we don't like to sell them until they're real dark red and nice like these ones here. So we picked 140 pounds of the number ones and then 58 pounds of the seconds. So we got plenty of tomatoes here to sell. And then we got those. This is another about 30 pounds or so of those that we're just going to let them sit here. But as you guys can tell, nice, beautiful, good picking tomatoes. So we're ready to go to the farmer's market tomorrow. I think the weatherman woke up a little drunk this morning. They said clear skies till this evening. Well, let me tell you what, it started raining, and now there's nice sized hail coming down. You gotta do what you gotta do. Man, oh man, this really puts a kaput on our day. Gotta love the weather channel. Man, oh man. It's that. About 30 minutes later, stopped raining. Everything is soaking wet though. So it looks like we got like a 1/4 inch maybe. No, I don't think we got a 1/2 inch, but gotta head back in the field and get to work. So it finally cleared up. Sun's still out. It's nice, not as humid as anymore. But I started tying the trees now, and as you guys can see here, the tree is coming up straight. I tied it straight to vertical. That's the leader, the central leader here. And as you can see here, the feathers, I tied them down, and I started here. This is how it's going to be. How it's going to be for the rest of the season. There's a lot of strings there, but every string is tying down the leader, the feathers, and then you have one straight one straight leader going up. So on these I got to come through and just probably just tie them down to this and keep that going up straight. Whenever we put the next 2 wires, we're gonna have, whenever these continue growing, we're gonna come through later on in the summer and connect them to the top here. So on these I was just coming through here and just putting them straight to the tree and not tying the feathers. So I think I'm gonna come through and do that, tie them all straight, keep them from the wind, and then come back later, probably tomorrow afternoon, and tie the rest down, like all the feathers down how they're supposed to. So, and I got this fancy hand pruning here. These are the Falco hand pruners. These are actually the Lowy hand pruners. And these, I probably showed you guys these in one of my pruning videos way back whenever. So these are the ones we use. It's a direct cut, as you guys can see there. So these are the ones that we use. They're like $90 for one pair of hand pruners, but I mean, they lasted, this is our 6th year having them, and they're still first blade, original everything. So what I'm doing with these, I'm cutting all the branches underneath this wire here. So these are underneath the 2-foot mark, so I just come through and chop them off there, because you don't want anything underneath the wire there, so the bottom wire. And then on these, I'll just come through and finish them all up. So I started, these are my first 10 trees. I just literally just started. We got 900 to do. Tomorrow I'll have some more help out here helping me do this, but for now, just me running solo. So alrighty, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how I tie down the leader here. So on this one, it's just right off the branch here, so I'm just going to get the knot here and just tie it down to, these are the feathers here, just tie down the feathers, the branch, make a small knot there, if I can. There you go, double knot that, grab our fancy hand pruners here, and just leave that as B. Come through on this side again, get this one tied down. It's nice to have all these fancy tools here. The same thing for this one, but on this one I think I'm just gonna run it back to the trunk of the tree itself. My goodness, something's wrong with me today. Can't even tie a knot. Just like that. And now as you guys can see, the feathers are tied down, and the main stem, the central leader, is hung up all the way on top there. So I already done these. I got to come through, but what I'm going to do now is I want the trees to quit moving in the wind. So what I'm going to do here is what I do whenever I do tie the tree down to the wire, I just come through here like this and just tie the whole entire trunk of the tree to the base of the wire there. So just like that, and then if it does reach the top wire, then I will continue. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to find the one that's in the center. This one barely does. I'm gonna do it anyways here, and tie down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't move back and forth. Get this, so I'm just gonna make a big loop, maybe figure something out here before I know it. One thing is you don't want to rip the top feathers there, so I'm going to do it here. I'm going to make a knot, shove this in there, and tie it tighter. Maybe we'll see what we can do. Nah, maybe. Get the leaves, forget it. I'm not even going to do this one. Another day, another time. So that was just a waste of time here. So I'm going to figure out, get my pruners here, cut off the bottom ones. Maybe leave some of those just for extra growth and support. So get this right here. Get the wire. 1, 2, and 3. Pull it all the way around. There you go. And then I'm just going to continue doing the rest of the trees, and we'll see how far we get today before it gets too dark. Alrighty, so I'm just going to show you guys here how these trees are just moving everywhere in the same spot. The trees that are tied, look how big of a difference that makes whenever they are tied up. And whenever the wind, that's why it's so important to have the trellis, up so quick, that you get the optimum growth. But it is what it is for in our shoes. We just got it done this time of year, so it is what it is now. We can't change anything about it. So I still got another 25 trees on this row, and then I got the rest 900 something to do back here. So busy day ahead of me. So it is getting pretty dark now, and I was working on this row over here, and then I look over here, and for some reason this tree here didn't have a clip on it. So I'm looking at the other ones, and here the wind is blowing them, moving back and forth, and my string is coming undone. So then I did a little bit of research, and I know they made these special clips to tie the high density apples. And I went to one of the main websites where they do sell high density apple products and the supplies you need. So I went to the website and looked at them, and there's some special U-hooks you could buy that are 15 to 20 cents a piece, depends how many you buy. Now I was sitting there, they probably made that out of the high tensile wire. So I was thinking, sitting there, I was like, man, for me to go through and stake up all these trees, and then for the one, you know, take them down is a waste of time. So I looked at the exact same clip, and then I got a piece of galvanized pipe, a piece of high tensile wire, and then I made the exact same replica of their clip. As you guys see this, so this is the exact same replica. I made a few. It's just a high tensile wire with what's it called? So with a little bender. So what you do here is, first I want to show you guys. So you get the clip, you bend it this way, then you come pick it up around there, and then just clip it on there like that, and the tree stays in the middle, and then it doesn't move back and forth. So I could make these in our shop. It's just a matter of me having enough time. So it'll be 10 times faster with me having these fancy clips here. Just come through and do that. But I don't know. I gotta talk to my dad, see if it's easier just to see. That's how that clip works. Exactly the same. It doesn't move in and out, back and forth, or nothing. So we gotta see if it's easier to make them ourselves, or just to buy them for 20 cents a piece. And then I just calculated that we got 900 trees times 4 per tree. It's 3,600. So 3,600 times 20 cents a piece. And, you know, it adds up pretty quick. It's like 600 bucks, or, you know, so it's actually, yeah, $640. So we gotta sit and talk to my dad. But overall, these trees, most of them are still staking. Even this one right here, the wind started blowing again. It just came undone. So I just pretty much wasted my time on those. But for these clips here, just get a piece of the high tensile wire and bend it up with a wire stripper. And the string does work good for whenever you're tying down the branches or the feathers. It's the exact same thing. So the string works really good whenever you're doing this right here, but it doesn't really work good whenever you're tying the tree to the wire itself. So just problems. Alrighty, y'all, so that kind of puts us at a stop for tonight. I was hoping that the string idea would work, but I guess it doesn't because the wind. I mean, I was using the tomato twine, and it's made out of nylon, so it slips, so it kind of makes sense why it didn't work exactly. So I got to talk to my dad and see exactly what we have to say. We got plenty of high tensile wire, and I think we have some time. Even though we're really busy in our schedule, we still got to get the blackberries and stuff finished, so I don't know what we're going to do. I think just buying them pre-made is probably easier for us, but we'll have to live and see. You got to save $1 here and there anyway. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We've been growing every day, so that's good news for me. I'm excited. So I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time.